How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you some absolute bangers that are all on sale on the PlayStation Store for the Critics' Choice and PlayStation Indie sales that run through February 25th. As usual, I've scoured this sale for all the full games, game bundles, and premium editions that are at the lowest price they've been in recent history, and are at least a 70 on OpenCritic or Game Rankings. So if that sounds like the kind of video you want to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my daily coverage of every sale that Sony puts out. I'm trying to get to 25K by the end of the year, so every bit helps. Alright, that's enough yapping from me, let's get into the video. For $3.99, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is a flashy 2D crossover fighting game that unites characters from BlazBlue, Persona 4 Arena, Under Night In-Birth, and Ruby in explosive 2v2 battles. Pick your dream tag team and dive into fast-paced matches featuring active switch mechanics, stylish auto combos, and sharp Arc System Works sprite work that keeps every round chaotic, strategic, and highly competitive both online and offline. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Nexomon Extinction is a classic-inspired monster-catching RPG where you join the Tamers Guild to stop powerful tyrant Nexomon from driving the world to ruin. Capture and train over 300 Nexomon across diverse regions, battle roaming tyrants and rival tamers in animated turn-based combat, and navigate a dynamic difficulty system that scales as you progress through the story with evolving teams and tougher encounters. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Tools Up is a fast-paced couch co-op party game where you and up to 3 friends tackle zany, increasingly ridiculous home renovation projects together. Race against the clock as you paint walls, tear off wallpaper, follow blueprints, and navigate hazards like spilled paint, molten lava, falling furniture, moving obstacles, or tricky environmental challenges, all while coordinating or deliberately sabotaging your crew's efforts. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Shady Part of Me is an emotional puzzle platformer where you navigate surreal dreamscapes as a little girl in her shadow, blending 2D and 3D gameplay with introspective storytelling. Work together to overcome emotional struggles, manipulate light and shadows, and use time rewinding abilities to solve contemplative puzzles, while exploring unique watercolor-inspired environments filled with twists, surprises, and poetic charm. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $1.49, Bridge Constructor Portal is a physics-based puzzle game that combines the mind-bending mechanics of Portal with the engineering challenges of Bridge Constructor. Build bridges, ramps, slides, and more across 60 test chambers to safely guide the bendies in their vehicles, using portals, propulsion and repulsion gels, aerial faith plates, cubes, and other gadgets to bypass turrets, lasers, acid pools, and tricky switch puzzles. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Curse of the Dead Gods is a brutal, skill-based action roguelike where you descend into a cursed temple in search of riches, power, and immortality. Fight through trap-filled corridors and deadly arenas, wield swords, spears, and firearms against relentless enemies and towering bosses, and manage a corruption system where powerful curses can either strengthen your build or suddenly twist your fate in devastating ways. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Crossing Souls is a retro-inspired action-adventure set in 1986 California, where a group of friends uncover a mysterious pink stone tied to a government conspiracy. Switch between 5 playable kids with unique combat styles, solve environmental puzzles across 2 intertwined realms, and battle supernatural threats in a pixel art world packed with 80s nostalgia, cinematic cutscenes, and references to classic sci-fi films. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Metro 2033 Redux is a post-apocalyptic first-person shooter set in the dangerous tunnels of the Moscow Metro, where survivors struggle against mutant horrors while trying to protect what remains of humanity. You'll navigate claustrophobic stations in desolate surface wastelands, scavenge scarce resources, and engage intense combat as Artyom on a desperate mission to warn the remnants of mankind of a looming threat. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Titan Souls is a minimalist boss rush action game where a lone hero armed with a single arrow hunts colossal guardians to reclaim the scattered Titan souls. Face towering titans, intense one-hit kill encounters, retrieve and reposition your lone arrow after every shot, and carefully study each arena to exploit tiny weaknesses, while dodging deadly attacks and solving environmental puzzles in brutal precision-based battles. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Snake Pass is a physics-based puzzle platformer where you play as Noodle the Snake and his hyperactive companion, Doodle the Hummingbird, on a mission to reunite the missing keystones with the magical gates that power Haven Tor. Players must think like a snake, slithering through grass, coiling around bamboo, and navigating puzzles using Noodle's unique movement abilities across 15 brain-bending, snake-charming levels. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Dark Devotion is a dark, atmospheric action RPG where you explore a fallen temple and test your Templar faith, venturing into deep, perilous darkness in search of answers and spiritual enlightenment. Face relentless enemies, devious bosses, and morally challenging choices, while wielding dozens of weapons, upgrading your skills, and discovering hidden secrets as you navigate 4 uniquely detailed, hauntingly immersive worlds. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $2.99, The Swapper is a narrative-driven puzzle game set in the furthest reaches of space, challenging your perception, logic, and understanding of self. Manipulate a mysterious cloning device to create copies of yourself, swapping your consciousness into new bodies to solve fiendishly clever puzzles, avoid deadly hazards, and explore the mysterious, eerie environment in hauntingly atmospheric detail. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.99, Turok is a classic first-person shooter where time-traveling warrior Turok hunts deadly dinosaurs and cunning enemies across a vast, beautifully remastered 3D world filled with secrets and hazards. You'll run, jump, climb, and aim in any direction while solving puzzles, avoiding traps, and using a massive arsenal against prehistoric and futuristic foes in fully interactive, destructible environments. It's an 85 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2.24, Red Faction drops you into the chaos of a full-blown rebellion on Mars, where the Ultor Corporation's promise of prosperity is given way to brutality and desperation. As a miner pushed past the breaking point, you'll ignite an uprising that changed first-person shooters forever, using the revolutionary geomod technology to reshape the battlefield by blasting through walls, tunnels, and enemy strongholds across the planet's surface. It's an 88 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4.99, The Escapists 2 is a sandbox prison simulator that challenges you to craft, steal, brawl, and escape from some of the toughest, most intricately designed prisons in the world. Customize your inmate, plan daring breakouts, and navigate multi-story facilities while balancing daily routines, guard schedules, and the ever-present risk of discovery, all while mastering creative tools and strategies to outsmart every obstacle. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Killer Frequency is a horror-comedy first-person puzzle game set in 1987, where you play a late-night radio DJ running the graveyard shift in a small town and must save callers from a mysterious killer. You'll solve puzzles, explore a fully interactive retro radio station, gather clues, and make real-time decisions through branching dialogues while interacting with eccentric townsfolk, all under the pressure that every call could mean life or death. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Hotline Miami is a fast-paced, top-down action game set in a violent, surreal version of late 1980s Miami, drenched in neon, paranoia, and chaotic energy. You clear rooms using lethal gunplay, brutal melee combat, and environmental improvisation, while piecing together a fractured narrative delivered through cryptic phone messages, hidden clues, and unsettling imagery that gradually reveals the city's dark underbelly. It's an 86 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Absolver is an online multiplayer combat experience where players take on the mask of a prospect under the watchful eyes of the guides, the rulers of the fallen Adal Empire who judge your worthiness to join their elite corps of enforcers. Wander forsaken lands, encounter other players to learn new combat skills, and strategically expand your combat deck to create personalized attack flow and master advanced techniques. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For 99 cents, SteamWorld Dig is a platform mining adventure with strong Metroidvania influences, where you explore underground caverns and uncover hidden secrets while navigating a perilous world. Take on the role of Rusty, a lone mining steambot, as he arrives at an old mining town in great need, digging through the earth to gain riches, avoid traps, solve puzzles, and uncover the ancient threat lurking below. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.59, Never Alone Arctic Collection is a culturally rich puzzle platformer that includes Never Alone in the Foxtails DLC, developed in collaboration with Alaska Native Inupiat elders and storytellers to authentically preserve and share their stories. With the Foxtails expansion adding 3 new levels, new environments, puzzles, and a fresh rescue mission, the collection deepens the story and expands exploration opportunities. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. There's something here for every type of player, so be sure to check some of these out while the sale is still going on. From this set of games, I played Metro 2033, Turok, Red Faction, and Hotline Miami, so I recommend each of those from personal experience. The rest of the games do look pretty fun though. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that I put out. Leave a like and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.